Well, they charged me with first-degree murder, and when they took me back over to the jail, the hardest thing that I ever had to do was tell my mom that I was being convicted of first-degree murder. And to this day, it still hurts me, man, to have to tell my mom that.
Motion.
You get jammed up, they take you back to jail, right?
Yes,
Give
sir.
us, lead us into the bullshit that came down the pipeline next, because you thinking you're in jail for traffic violation. Talk to
Yes.
us about what happened.
And I got arrested that Friday, and usually the next day you'll go to a first appearance, but being that it was the weekend, you can't go until that following Monday. But while I'm in jail, this guy comes up to me and he starts saying, "Hey man, me and you being investigated for murder." And I said, "Man, get the hell out of my face." And I went and told Sheriff Corbett, I'll never forget it to this day, "Please move me out of here. Something's not right." I said, "This dude has just asked me some crazy questions." I get moved. That following Monday, they come and question me. They take me over to the detective division and they question me, and they start talking about a lady, Miss Lundy, that had been killed in my neighborhood. And I kept saying, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about." And they kept saying, "We know you did it. And can you tell us what happened?" I said, "Man, I don't have nothing to say to you." And I said, "Just let me call my mom." And when I called my mom was saying, "Don't you talk to them. Don't you tell them anything until you get a lawyer." And I said, "Mom, I didn't do it." And what they have me saying is, I haven't told them anything. And they tried to use that against me down the road, but I was just letting my mom know I'm not talking to them. I don't have nothing to say to them. Well, they charged me with first-degree murder. And when they took me back over to the jail, the hardest thing that I ever had to do was tell my mom that I was being convicted of first-degree murder. And to this day, it still hurts me, man, to have to tell my mom that.
Right. So because your mom didn't understand what was going on at the time, right? But obviously somebody went to the house, investigators went to the house looking for you, or whatever the case may be, to do some more investigation on the situation. And then you had to face your mom and say, "Hey man, this is what I'm being charged with."
They
Um
never came. They never came to my house. This all happened while I was in jail.
while you was
They
in jail.
never they never stepped foot at my house or nothing looking for me. This happened when I was in jail, when this guy, Sammy McCullum, came up to me and made that comment.
hmm And so you're going to tell us who Samuel McCullum is, but what is your relationship with McCullum, with Sammy? What was your relationship with him? You say he was
I
just
didn't
he was just your cellie. So how does it go from you coming in for traffic ticket to now Samuel McCullum coming to you talking about, "Hey man, we're being investigated for murder"?
I think they planted him in there because down the road they found out that he had been involved in several other unrelated murder trials, and he testified against a guy named Keith Miller and a couple other guys, and we were able to prove that in court that he was promised leniency to testify against me and several other people when he stood up in court and said that he was never promised anything.